Hello, hello, Facebook. I just want to just come to you because we have a quick story that we want to tell you all. So if you all will, go ahead and share this video. This is about a beautiful woman of God, a beautiful queen that wants to tell her story about having heart surgery, having surgery within her heart, and having clogged and blocked arteries coming to her heart. And she want to share her signs. She want to share the signs with all of us so that we'll know the signs of someone that is having problems with their heart. You know how we sit there, we think it, like she said, that she thought she was having like heartburn or something like that, but it really wasn't heartburn. This was something like a real serious condition that was going on. And so she's going to be sharing with us today what was going on with her and sharing her signs. So she's going to tell us her signs. She's going to tell the signs that she has. She's going to share her story and then some of the events that occurred even after that. So if you all will, go ahead and share this video with your family, with your friends and things of that nature so that they can comment. We welcome your comments. So if you will, let us know who you are, where you're from, and things like that so that we can chat with you. Do not be shy. Do not be nervous to communicate with us. So that we will be able to be able to chat with you. So if you will, go ahead and put your comments in the comment section. Let us know who you are, and then we will go from there. Okay. So if y'all will just give us a few more minutes to get to start chiming people in, getting people in to come in to the show on today and getting them started. So right now, I want to go ahead and kind of let you all know who this lady right here is. I know her personally, Lady Patricia Robinson. And she's here to give us more of details and information about her experience with having condition in her heart and the matters of her heart and everything like that. So if you all will, just please go ahead and start sharing the video. Go ahead and start sharing everything, and then we will go from there. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, so if y'all will, go ahead and share with your family and with your friends, and then we're gonna go from there. I want to try to give y'all some time to go ahead and start sharing. So if you know someone who has some conditions with their heart, she's here to share her matters of her heart. She's here to tell us her experience and how she felt thinking that she had heartburn, and how she discovered once she made it to the hospital that she had 95% blockage in her arteries going to her heart. And that's something that she had some blockage going on, and she thought it was just merely heartburn. And this was a pivotal moment for her. This was a change in her life. This was a life-changing experience for her, because we're sitting there, we're thinking that we're okay. We're sitting there thinking that everything is fine, and then we're going to the doctor saying, well, let me go find me some Alamag or an acid, something like that, and we're going to take that and find out that's not it. Like, you are on your deathbed. 95% blockage. You have 100% block. You have 100%. Okay. If you got 95% of it, how is she still living? How is she still here? Okay. So we have before us the beautiful Lady Patricia Robinson. Queen, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am
I'm doing
well. I
yes.
want you to tell us more about your story. Like, we have to know. We have to know so that when we having these experiences, or family members having these experiences, we want to be able to share that with other people. So please let us know, how did that make you feel? How did you feel when you thought you thought you had heartburn? Let's go from there. Tell us that story.
Okay, it was in the year 2019. I thought I had heartburn during the week. I thought I had heartburn. I thought I had gas, and I come to find out it wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the store and I got some acid, some Melanta, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
took out that it was taken away.
Right.
And I remember going to the drugstore and I asked the pharmacist, I said, "Hey, do you have anything? I have heartburn, feel like it's going all the way back to my back, and I need some relief."
Mm-hmm.
So they told me. So I went and got it, and I came back home and I took it.
Right.
And the days later, it was right back the same way. But it
Mm.
always was like a burning in the middle of my chest.
Right.
Right.
You think
It's
it's acid
always
reflux? Yeah.
yes. I thought it was acid reflux because I have acid reflux. So I said,
Right.
oh, I got acid reflux. Maybe it's the acid reflux.
Right.
And so I just was taking what I needed to take to make it stop. That's the
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would make it stop.
Right.
So on a Saturday, I was getting ready for work. It's like
Mm-hmm.
2 o'clock on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking a shower
Mm-hmm.
and I start to lean down. And when I start to lean down, it would hit me again. But when it
Mm-hmm.
hit, it felt like it was tightness in my chest.
Right. Right.
And it felt like it was burning, felt like it was gas, felt like it was acid reflux. And I didn't know what to do.
Right.
So I got ready to reach down to dry off. But when I did, it would hit me and I couldn't move. So
Jesus.
I had to do that.
Right. You had to
And
breathe.
I had to kind of get my breath. So
Right.
went what I did, I went in my room and I just
Mm-hmm.
started praying. I said, Lord, what is this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I thought about it because my supervisor she was a nurse. So I
Right.
called her and I got on the phone. I was on my knees in the bed, on beside the bed. So I called her and I asked her, I told her, I said, hey, I said, I don't believe I'm gonna be able to come to work today because I don't know what. I think it's gas again that bothered me or whatever stuff. But I say I need to go get it checked out. So she told me, she said, no, go to that emergency room right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right
she told
now.
me right now and see what was going on. So I was able to dry off and put some clothes on. My husband had went to work, so I was home by myself. I was able to dry off, put some clothes on, and I got in my car and I went to the nearest hospital in Live Oak where I live at. So when I got to the hospital, it stopped. It didn't bother
Wow.
me. It just stopped. Got to the hospital. They ran all kind of tests on me. They plugged me up to the EKG machine. They ran labs on me. And I was laying there and I was thinking, I said, Lord, it gone away. What is it? Done gone away. I don't feel it no more. So
Mm-mm.
all my tests came back. And the doctor told me, he said, seemed to be everything okay. He said,
Wow.
what's going on? He said, your labs it was elevated a little bit. And so he said, well, to be able to go further, you might need to see a cardiologist, which is the heart doctor. So
Mm-hmm.
so he said, then that was on a Saturday. So he told me, he said, Monday, go to the over across the road and make an appointment with them. I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So Saturday, I came back home and I laid down. I didn't feel anything else.
Wow.
Nothing else. And it was like it was just gone away. And so on a Sunday, I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing. Monday, I got up and I went to my primary doctor. And I told my doctor, I told him what happened. He checked me out and he said, it don't seem to be nothing wrong with your heart. I said, well, Lord, something going on with me. I got to find out what's going on with me. And so he said, well, go make an appointment with the heart doctor. I said, okay. Went over to the heart doctor on a Monday. Made an appointment and they told me they couldn't see me for 2 weeks. I said, 2 weeks? I said, how am I going to hold on for 2 weeks? And so I got the appointment for them for 2 weeks. And Tuesday, I didn't feel anything. It was like nothing.
Mm.
Like I thought it was like the medicine worked, and I thought I was just
Mm-hmm.
still having, it's just a heartburn, it's just
Right.
a gas reflux. And I said, but Lord, it's uncomfortable. And
Mm-hmm.
so say night, I was laying down and my husband said, you okay? I just kept doing that. And he said, I told him, I said, well, something just don't feel right. It just don't feel right.
Mm-mm.
So It didn't bother me again after that Tuesday night. I was able to lay down. I said, well, I prayed about it. I said, Lord, whatever it is, I said, Lord, you got to help me with this.
Come on.
And so after that, on Wednesday, I had to be to work at 3:30. I went to work, everything's fine. So I got out to work, and my lunch break was at 7 o'clock. I remember going on my lunch break. When I got on my lunch break, I said, I'm not going to eat nothing heavy. I'm just going to eat something light. And after I got through with my lunch break, in order to get to the side where I was working at, I had to go through a courtyard.
Mm-hmm.
So as I got to the middle of the courtyard, it hit me.
Wow.
Now it didn't hit me no more until then. It hit me and I had to stop. When I had to stop,
Mm-hmm.
I had to rest, and I went to do this, hold my I said, something going on. And I had to stop. I couldn't move.
Right.
I couldn't move. And so I remember after it eased off, I went across and over in the medication room where I was with a nurse. And so I was telling her about it and stuff. I said, I got to go. I got to get somewhere. And so she said, go ahead and go to the emergency room. You can go ahead. And so I remember she told me, she said, well, if you want me to call 911, I'll call 911. I said, no, I'll just go ahead and get my car. I got in my car and I went to Lake City Medical Center. And when I got to Lake City Medical Center, I called my husband. I told my husband, I saw him at the hospital. Went in there, sat down, and I told them what was going on. They quickly got me, in the bed that I need to be in. So my husband came in. So we sat there waiting till the doctor come in. And so the doctor came in. Before that, they hooked me up to the EKG. They checked everything else out. And when I got there, I was laying down. Then me and my husband was just talking stuff. I didn't feel anything else. I didn't feel nothing else. And so the doctor, she told me, she said, well, the EKG looked good. Don't seem to be nothing hard. I said, well, what's going on? And I told her, I looked her in her eyes.
Come on.
Damn, I said, something is going on with me. And I'm not leaving this hospital until y'all find out what's going on.
My God.
I've been uncomfortable too long, and I know something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so she told me, ma'am, you can do two things. She said, you can either wait and go see a cardiologist with, the appointment you made, or either I can admit you, and then you probably can see the cardiologist in the morning. I said, ma'am, admit me.
I know
Put
that's
me
right.
so I can see what's going on with me. And so she said, okay. So they came and got me. Me and my husband went up there. They put me on the floor where they could monitor me, keep an eye on me and see what was going on. So I got there, got in the room, got situated and everything. I didn't feel anything no more. Nothing else no more. I laid there in the bed. Me and my husband was talking. So finally we got off to sleep. The next morning, they came in and they did echocardiogram on my heart.
Mm.
And she said, well, we will let you know and see what was, see what the results is. I said, well, okay. So they got me all plugged up to a heart monitor and everything. And they bought me some breakfast. And I remember sitting there on the bed eating my breakfast. Got to eat my breakfast. And I sat up. And when I sat up a little bit and I was talking to my husband, and it hit me.
Mm.
It hit me again in my chest. When I say in the chest, it's in the center of your chest.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like just burning sensation. And it was like, felt like I had gas. Felt like I was full in there. And I told my husband, I said, it's hurting again. So when it did, I was hooked up to the heart monitor. It went off.
Come
And when it
on.
went off, I looked over there and I tell you, my heart rate jumped from 70 to 140.
Wow.
And they are the doctors,
All came running in.
everybody came running in, even the heart doctor. Everybody came running in to see what was going on. So he looked at, he said, oh, your heart rate is too high. He said, something is going on with you. I said, sir, I've been trying to tell them something is going on with me. I know something going on with me. And so he told me, he said, Miss Robinson, he said, we're going to do this. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And I said, sir, okay. And he told me, he said, we can do a heart catheterization on you. I said, whatever you got to do whatever you got to do. So he told me, he said, he explained everything to me. He said, we can go through your groin or either we can go through your wrist. He said, I'm going to prep. He said, I'm tell them to prep you for your wrist and your groin, just in case I can't get through your wrist, I could go through your groin. But he said, I'd like to go through your wrist. So I said, okay, so I don't care what you got to do what you got to do so you can get to the bottom of this. And he told me, he said, what I need for you to sign some papers, because if I go through your wrist, he said, it can cause you to have a heart attack. He said, it can cause other issues. And I say, looked at him, I said, I'm trusting in God. I'm trusting in God
There
to
you
do what
go.
God do. Because I know God got his hand on me first. And God is going to work through you to be able to get everything done. And so he told me, he said, we'll do it at 1:00. So me and my husband sit down, we was talking and stuff. So they came in and they got me. When we got in there, I just laid down. He told me, he said, you can look at the screen and see me going through your wrist. I said, sir, no. But he had asked me, he said, well, if I need to place a stent, if you block, can I do it? I said, yes, sir, you sure can. And so I remember laying there on the table, and I could feel some stuff going through my arm and my coming up down my arm, going down into my heart. And so after a while, I was just laying there and I was just praying. I was asking God, whatever the situation is, God, you work it out. And I just remember sitting up, laying down. Well, then I was laying down. I remember they don't put you to sleep to do it, so you just laying there.
Right.
And so I told the nurse and stuff. She came back to me. She said, "You can look over it." I said, "No, ma'am." So I was laying there and I was repeating the 23rd Psalm.
Ah,
The Lord is my shepherd.
come
I
on.
was repeating that. I didn't want to look at nothing they was doing. Only thing I want to do is focus on the Lord. And so the lady came back to my ear and she said, you got a blockage.
Wow.
And he said, doctor, you need to put one stent in. I said, okay. And so I laid there, let them do what they had to do. And after they got through, the doctor said, well, we're going to take you into the recovery room on the floor where they can monitor you in ICU. I said, well, okay. So they took us in there. And after he got through, I was just laying there in recovery. And after he told me, he said, you had to stay in there until about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we could take you to another floor. And so after that, they took me to another floor where I was going to spend the night at. So we stayed there. Doctors came in, nurses came in to monitor me to make sure everything was okay. And I told them I'm fine. And I remember we going to sleep that night. My husband was on the other side on the sofa, and we woke up the next morning, and the doctor came in. The heart doctor came in, and he looked at me. He looked at me funny. I said, "Sir, what's wrong?" He said, Miss Robinson, he said, I want to tell you something. I said, yes, sir. And he said, do you know you was 95% blocked? 95% blocked.
95.
95. And he told me, he said, if you would have waited, if you would have kept thinking that it was gas, kept thinking that it was indigestion, acid reflux, you would have had a massive heart attack.
Woo!
Yes, he said, I would have had a massive heart attack and died. And he said 95%, people with 95% blockage, blood going to their heart, through the artery going into their heart. He said, you know, I don't know how you did it.
How? But God.
Sir, it was nobody but God. Nobody but God.
Nobody.
Blockage like that, we done had to do heart surgery on people's, open heart surgery on people's. And he said, you got one stent. I said, wasn't nobody but God. And he started saying that when he was told me that, I had tears coming up my eye when he told me I was 95% blocked. And he told me, he says, sometimes people miss the signs.
Yes.
Yes. They miss the signs, he said, because you can have jaw pain. He said you can have pain in your chest. He said women's have pains in their neck and don't even know that they're finna have a heart attack. He said a lot of times just miss the signs. And they just keep on going and don't pay attention and just say, oh, it's just heartburn. And they never go to the doctor. And they end up having a heart attack. And I'm just telling my testimony, so somebody out there, if you're going through what I went through, if you having chest pains, if you having tightness in your chest, I'm not a doctor, but I do know what I went through.
Right.
And I know if pains anywhere around your chest, radiating down through your arms, go get checked out. Don't wait until it's too late. Because heart attacks, and he told me, he said, in African Americans, he said we are at high risk of heart attacks. And we just don't go to the doctor. We miss the signs. And if we just pay attention to the signs and just go get checked. And I remember telling my husband, I say, I'd rather go to the hospital and get a bill than my husband have to sit down in front of the funeral director and get a bill. So if you're going through anything like that, please go get checked. Don't miss the signs. Just go ahead, just go get checked. It could be gas, it could be indigestion, it could be heartburn, but it may not be. It may not be. But I just had to get my story out, and I just had to tell somebody, about my story, about what I've been through.
And it's a powerful
story. I just thank God. I thank God for the signs.
Mm-hmm.
I thank him for the sign, because if I didn't have the signs, I would have had a massive heart attack.
Right.
And I wouldn't be here today to tell my story. And so I just thank God for it. And this was like 3 years ago, and I'm still here. Still here. After 3 years ago, to tell my story that God did it for me.
Come on.
Well, nobody but God. Nobody but God that brought me through. Nobody but God that gave me the signs to be able to go get checked out. And I just thank God for that.
Amen.
I give God all the glory because he deserved the glory.
That's right. And just think about it. If you would have been adamant about going to the doctor and actually staying, because the nurse was just going to send you home. But you was like, something is wrong with me. can you like they was you what you had like a week to go before you went to go see you know, you
Two
wouldn't have
weeks.
made it. You would not have made it. 95% blockage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how when we go to the hospital, that's another thing. When you go to the hospital, you know there's something that's wrong with you. You know,
Right,
they're going to do the minimum check on you. You have to be adamant
right,
about making sure that they do extra. You have to take care of you. So while you're there, say something is not right with me. They, you know, you have to have make
right.
them take it another
Mm,
step further to actually check you out. You know, because they wouldn't have done that. You know, whether they didn't feel like doing it, couldn't do it, not qualified, don't know any better, or just didn't want to do it, or waiting on you to say something. If you wouldn't have been adamant about it, they would not
right,
touch it. So thank God for Holy Ghost, because I tell you what, he will show enough teach you, tell you, let you know he will do whatever it takes. You know, so I'm so glad that you actually got the help that you needed and that you was here to give your testimony. Because how many of us walking around here with acid, thinking we got acid reflux, or thinking
right,
that you know we got gas, and you had and listen when you went to and when you were going to get checked, it was like it went away. You know what I'm saying? Like even the medicine that they gave you, you know, it's almost like the enemy wanted you to be tricked to believe that you know everything is fine, and then you're like, wait, I just don't know what's going on in the background. Like you're now you're eating, you know, and then you sitting up, and it could have made you think that it's just the food that I'm eating, but then come to find out through further discovery and checks and tests that it was no, it was more than that. Because you said that you're now connected to the machine, and it is picking it up. So that's powerful. That's awesome.
right.
I'm glad that you to tell your story. We were inviting. I have Janet. She said that she's glad that you're feeling better. Jan Daniels. She said she's glad that you're feeling better. If you all will, that's on here right now. Y'all listen to her story. Do y'all have any questions? So we have it open for y'all to ask questions. If y'all have any comments, anything y'all want to share, anything, any ideas that you all may have that y'all may want to help, you know, help us to better know more about conditions and the matters of the heart, because we know that not only was this like something, how we say, matters of the heart, dealing with your, you know, being mad, upset, or angry, but matters of the heart as in the matter, something was going on with her heart, her
Right.
physical heart, you know. So if y'all have anything that y'all would like to share, anything you would like to say to her at this time, we welcome you to say something to her. So Queen, before we do anything, before we move forward, you're here to tell your story. Is there anything that you would like to um, tell them? Because before, okay, let's say before you started having the signs, how was your eating habits or exercise? You know, did they
My
tell you what could have contributed to it?
right, my eating habit and exercise was not good. It was not good, and you know, a lot of time we eat. The thing is just the things that we eat, you know, that can block our artery. And like the doctor told me, I need to eat better. I need to exercise. So now I exercise, and I'm trying to start eating, because a lot of stuff that we eat, you know, it blocks our artery. We walking around with our arteries blocked and don't even know it.
Right,
We don't even know it, because that's the only sign I had. And like the doctor was telling me, your artery didn't just get blocked.
mm-hmm.
95% my artery just didn't get blocked. So
Right,
it was already building up
right,
because of my arteries being blocked. And I just didn't know. And it was just like a bomb waiting to go off.
right,
It's like a bomb waiting to go off when you walk around like that 95% block.
right,
Like I say, 5 more percent, the blood would stop flowing.
right,
Stop
right,
flowing through the heart. And I would have had a massive heart attack.
right,
And eating habits, like I say, was bad. And then my doctor told me, he said, you need to start eating right. You need to stay away from a lot of greasy food. All that stuff is just bad for our bodies. It
right,
causes us to have, blockage. And another thing we need to do is start getting our blood checked, our blood work, and start going to the doctor um, and see what's going on with your body.
Right.
You don't know what's going on unless you go. I get my blood work done at least 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see what's going on with my cholesterol, and your cholesterol play a big part of that.
Right. Right.
Your cholesterol high, and it can cause that to happen.
Right. I keep
And
hearing some.
my
I keep hearing some feedback. Is it? Do you have another phone or another device nearby, or your earpiece? Because I keep hearing some feedback and some and static.
no,
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah. That your I am Felicia London. She's very good at when it come down to exercise and eating healthy and things like that. So Felicia London, if we're talking about the matters of the heart, we have this lady Robinson had 95% blockage, blockage going in her arteries going to her heart, and she had to have like really emergency surgery, like she couldn't even hold this thing off, and it was 95% could have taken her life. Now she said that she knows from cholesterol, not eating right, not exercising, and things like that. Because before things get like this, we know it's something that we have to look out for. Even me, so this is like, my God, like, girl, don't think it's a game, because you have you think it's what is it, acid reflux, heartburn,
Mm-hmm.
gas, that she said was in the center of her heart. You know how we see on TV people grab it, they grab one side of their chest, so we think, oh, it's gonna be on your right side, but she said it was in the center. If you have
Yep.
anything that you want to share with us on today, please share with us, Felicia, if you're still on with us. But Queen, that was powerful. To get checked, get looked out, and then hey, take it further and don't play with it. And don't think because you're young, or even think that because you know what, even younger people have issues with cholesterol, even
Right.
small people, so even if you say, oh, because she's big, you know what I'm saying, but hey, size don't mean necessarily that you're going to have blockage. You could be smaller and have blockage there. You could have poor eating habits and still be small. You just haven't gotten, gained the weight, but it's still something to go get checked out, especially like you were saying, it started happening. And then it was trying to trick you. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm fine. You know,
Yes. It's like the enemy was trying to. Oh, you all right now.
yes,
Yeah.
for now. Wow.
Yes.
That's
And
powerful.
did have to have one stent put
Right.
in. Um, and the stent that they put in, it opened up my arteries so my blood could flow through my
Mm.
heart. And my doctor told me, he said, he told me you got to take care of that stent just like with your baby.
Right.
So so it won't get clogged back up. And I have started to realize now I exercise every morning at 9 o'clock on Zoom, and at least 30 minutes a day.
Yes, that's what she just said.
I have 30 minutes a day, and we do a lot of exercising in the midst of that. We do a lot, um, lot that a lot of cardio, and now I went, but every time I go back to my heart doctor, he always tell me that everything is going fine. They do EKGs, they do this, they do that. Well, the good thing about what he said is my heart, it didn't damage my heart. So I don't have to take no heart medicine because he said it didn't damage my heart. And I
Mm-hmm.
think God was protecting my heart. He was protecting it. Cardio. He was protecting my heart. And so that's what I had to do. I had to put in my mind to ask God to give me strength to be able to do that exercise. So I do that exercise in the morning. Every morning at 9 o'clock we get on and we do exercise. And I realized that we have to take care of our heart. We have to take care of it. Our heart matters. We have to take care of it. We have to take care of our body. So now I'm beginning at 58 years old, and I'm not ashamed to tell my age. I am 58 years old, and I thank God for it. And I am now on the way of watching what I eat, and taking care of my body more, and
Right.
all the the things that I need to do. A lot of time we as we don't go get our self check, but we need to do a self check, a health self check. Taking care of ourselves better. And I know for a fact that God got something for me to do for him. And I got to keep doing what does say the Lord, and minister and tell somebody the goodness of God. And if I don't take care of myself, how can I tell somebody else? How can I tell somebody, that God has been good to me? God keeping me in perfect health, and I'm not taking care of myself, and I'm not really healthy. So how can you work for God if you don't take care of yourself? How can we? How
So you
can
got
we?
to take care of yourself and take care of your heart so that you can do the will of the Father.
That's right.
This has been a blessing. I pray that people actually take out the time to listen to your testimony. And I know that you have more stories to come to kind of help more people and tell them, what you've done,
Right.
what you've been doing after everything transpired. I have a woman of God said that I'm so grateful for her in my life. I love you so much. And that's from Michelle Whitaker.
Love you too, cousin.
Mhm. And so, and these are just some things that we have to be, we just have to be mindful of, because these are the things
Right.
that will affect us moving forward. And if you say, hey, this is not my time to go, I got some work to do for the Lord, so I need to be healthy. So you said
That's
what I
right.
did is I changed my eating habits. I started exercising. And you said 30 minutes a day. And then woman of God, Felicia London said the same thing. She's a workout coach, things like that. So she does the same exact thing. She's always working out. She's on Instagram. And so she knows a whole lot about it. She's someone to follow as well. She's a inspiration. Felicia, you can definitely follow Patricia Robinson, the Queen Patricia, because there may be some information that you may have to provide for her, and she may have some stories you can use, to tell your people why it's important to exercise. So both of y'all can definitely collaborate together. So thank
Right.
you so much, Lady Patricia Robinson. Before we get on, is there anything else that you would like to share? I know you told the story about them taking care of their body, taking care of their health, and things of that nature.
Right.
Anything else you want to say before we end the show on today?
Well, just the only thing I just like to say is just take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself, and also too is that generation, that it runs through our family. But I just believe that we can break that curse. I just believe that in the name of Jesus, because we can take care of ourselves.
Right.
Just because our ancestors stayed like that, we don't have to stay like that.
Mm.
We don't have to stay like that. We can take care of our bodies. We can take care of our bodies, and
Amen.
that's all I just want to say. Your heart, the matter of the heart, your heart matters.
Right.
We, you matters.
Right.
Hmm.
And so y'all be on the lookout for this woman of God, because she's going to be coming on more often, talking. She's going to be coming on more often, ministering. Lady Patricia, she said, listen, she's like, I'm ready to get out there and I'm ready to tell the people. I'm ready to minister to them, ready for them to know more about God. Just ready. She's a living, breathing testimony. Listen, I'm talking about 95% blind, and she wasn't supposed to be here. And the enemy wanted to try to fool her. Oh, take it away so that she won't go to the hospital, make her think that she's fine if she stayed home.
Yes.
And if she would have allowed them to take her out the hospital and said, well, I'm just gonna go home. I guess I can go and wait, a week. She wouldn't have made it, y'all. She would have went home And what that'd have been her last time going into a hospital. And if she would have went to the hospital, they would have done a little bit of pushing on her chest or whatever, and then
Yeah.
declared her deceased.
Mhm.
So definitely take care of your heart. Pay attention to your body, because she was thinking it was something simple as heartburn,
Mhm.
something simple as gas. She thought it was something like that. But in her inward man, this Holy Spirit was like, no, there was something greater going on. So definitely, yes, she has a full testimony. So
Yeah.
definitely, both of you all have a full testimony. So definitely, look out for Lady Patricia Robinson. She will be coming forth more on Facebook. Y'all think you think this is a powerful testimony? This one right here, she listen. She looked young. I know she looked like she in her 40s. I know. I know y'all was like, oh, you're that old, But listen, she took good care of herself. I mean, she just aged well, aged beautifully. So y'all keep a
It runs,
lookout for her. What'd you say, Queen?
it runs in the family.
It runs in the family. It runs in the family. So y'all keep a lookout on this one, because she's gonna come to y'all with some real good stuff. She won't keep you long, but she definitely got a word for you that will help you. Testimonies to share with you. She's been through a lot, y'all. I've witnessed it in her personal life, and I've seen her come out with a smile. So y'all keep an eye on her. Follow her on Facebook as well. Queen, do you have an Instagram account? What's your name
I,
on Instagram?
I don't think I have I don't have Instagram. I
Okay,
got one.
okay,
I just have to
okay.
go back. It's not hardly on there. So I need
Right.
to go back on there and see what my name is. My granddaughter helped me made it.
I love it. I love it. But y'all definitely look out for her on Facebook, on Patricia Robinson. She will be there. She has an account with her and her husband together. Both her and her king going to be there. Together in the picture, so to let you know who she is. If not, if she has another account, follow on all her accounts if y'all see her, because she got some stories to tell, and you will see her coming live more on Facebook. So y'all stay tuned. Thank you so much for your time, Queen. I love you. God bless you. Take care.
And
Thank
I
you,
just
Queen
want
and
to thank
Queens.
you.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for having Thank you for having me.
Amen. To God be the glory. So thank you all for tuning in on today. Don't forget to share this video, share her testimony, because others need to hear it. Amen. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings.